Editing is where the magic happens. Now, I don't know how many of you believe that, or if you've ever said the phrase, we'll fix it in post, then there's got to be some truth behind that, because you got to think about where that phrase came from on a film set when you're moving quick and you're kind of like, wow, we'll fix it in post. You're putting all that trust in your editor, and it's truthful. If you look to the great films, many of them were saved in the edit room, and it's really important. And this the purpose of this video is to recognize and to commend and just kind of appreciate the talent that editors bring to this filmmaking process. And so with this video, I want to kind of talk about 4 points. The first one, learn the editing history. And I know a lot of people, when they hear history, they're like, oh, I just want to do it. Well, yes, definitely doing is going to make you better. But if you go back and start studying some of the great films and where a history came from, not just with, like the Great Train Robbery, but if you look at the Battleship Potemkin, and you start looking at a lot of these great films and what they were doing as early filmmakers to break the mold and try new techniques, it's going to help you become a better filmmaker. Second one, understand coverage. And this isn't just to say that when you go into, on the film set, we most of us, we know, okay, we start wide with an establishing shot, and then you kind of move in, whether it's, two shot, over the shoulder coverage, inserts. Yes, that's normal. We do that, but understand why. And to understand also, maybe your story doesn't need that. Maybe you need to do something different. You could be like a David Fincher, who is very meticulous in his shot breakdown, and he knows what he needs. So understand coverage and what it does in terms of what you need for the edit. If you've ever been in the edit and you get to those spots where you're putting together a scene, you're like, I need this. I need something right here to help connect this scene. So coverage is important, but understand why. Third one, understand the reaction shot. And this goes to again, studying history, the Kuleshov effect. If you think about what it is that a reaction shot does and why we need it, there's many times where we as filmmakers are conveying emotion or information. We're presenting information in the story, and we have to give our audience time to react or to piece together stuff. And there are those moments when we show a character what they look at, obviously, and then what we see in the reaction. That piece of information and that back to the reaction is really important for our audience to be able to piece together in their mind and also have a reaction. The last bit is emotion. Emotion is what we go to films for. We want to feel something. We want to be connected to the story, to the characters, we want to escape reality. We want to, have that catharsis. So emotion is really tough to learn. It takes time. So as most people say, you've got to go through it. Start with a short film and cut it and see at the end how people are reacting to it. How do you feel? So myself, I went to school for writing and directing. I never saw myself as being an editor. But in college, when you write a short, you then kind of try to find filmmakers around you, and you kind of, the independent film route, you end up doing it all. So I was a writer. I ended up directing and finding actors and kind of putting them through the ringer, so to say. And then I found myself in the post-production process, not knowing. So I had to learn just by doing. And so with that, I think now being, and teaching screenwriting, but also post-production, I see the value of the process and storytelling. Overall, my advice in the end, whether you're an editor, keep editing, keep just doing what you can to become a better editor in your techniques and your understanding. But if you're a writer, if you're a director, if you're just an overall filmmaker, learn to edit, learn to be part of that process. It's really going to help you in terms of, as a filmmaker. It's kind of a backwards process. The first time you go through and produce and then get on a film set and then get to the edit, I guarantee you're going to be in the edit go, I wish I would have done this. And so the next go around, you're going to kind of understand, well, in pre-production, I'm going to plan to make sure I have that and get that on set to be prepared in post. So definitely just kind of go through that process. Learn from the greats. In post-production, the class I teach, I start with this book. So one of the greats, In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch. And if you don't know him, you've got to go study his films. He's not just a great editor, but also what he has done in the history of the edit of sound design. I mean, it's amazing. So study people like Walter Murch and go back and look at this. And overall, just keep through that process. I'm wearing the shirt, Sven. I'll have to share his YouTube channel below, but just edit. It's kind of, just got to keep going through this. But overall, please let us know if there's anything else in editing that you would love us to dive deeper into. Please share in the comments below. If there's anything overall as a filmmaker that you're struggling with and want a bit of advice, let us know in the comments below. But overall, want to make sure you all keep at it. Just keep writing, keep directing, acting, editing, doing all of that stuff, and overall, just keep telling stories.